Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. Today we are looking at Avengers issue 685. This is part 11 of the No Surrender storyline, the one that seems to go on and on and on. This issue was written by Jim Zub, Mark Waid, and Al Ewing, pencils by Paco Medina, inker by Juan Velasco, color artist was Jesus Abertov, letterer was VC's Corey Petit. Cover by Mark Brooks. I do like the cover on this one. I thought it's pretty cool. It's kind of unrealistic, but pretty cool nonetheless. So obviously you're seeing Red Hulk in the Iron Patriot armor, but we start off with some snippets to fill us in on what's going on with the Grandmaster and the Challenger, and the last two members of the Lethal Legion. So now the Hulk is making short work of pretty much everybody. Sam Guthrie's down, Quicksilver's down, and Living Lightning's down, and Red Hulk is in the Iron Patriot armor getting his butt kicked. Like, he is taking a serious beating. And he's giving as good as he can. He's doing a pretty good job, but suddenly his Hulk powers seem to just sort of go. And he turns back into immortal. We pause there and we jump back inside where Wonder Man is powering up into his ionic energy form, which he may not be able to bring back his physical body, apparently. That's a storyline I missed, but it was very brave of him to do that, and he takes off. Well, Wanda tries to work her magic and use the same hex magic that she did before, but in reverse, to freeze Brother Voodoo and free one of the other heroes. Now, Brother Voodoo's not going to be much help against the Hulk, but Vision is. So she swaps him out for Vision, and Vision gets his butt kicked. While Vision is fighting the Hulk, and he starts off doing pretty well. Quicksilver, wounded with broken ribs, is able to rescue the General and Ikea, whatever her name is, the chick from Enigma that wears the Enigma suit. He manages to save them, but he collapses on the floor, so he's out of the game. The General's down for the count. He's all beat to crap and exhausted, but not dead, just worn out. The Enigma suit appears to be completely destroyed, what they call a pod, so they're going to have to salvage the parts that they can in a last-ditch effort. But the Vision fight with the Hulk is actually really good, and it goes for a while. Voyager's watching the whole thing through some sort of scrying device, while Living Lightning is waking up Sam. So Cannonball's sort of back in the game. And when Vision drops, everyone is thrown off, because he was kind of their best hope. And the Hulk just crushes him right in the head, and he is down for the count, which frees Brother Voodoo back up, and Scarlet Witch is like, uh-oh. That's when the last two members of Challenger's team shows up, and the Lethal Legion's two remaining members are back in play, and Cannonball and Living Lightning have to try and stop them. That fight is not going as well as it could, but old purple-haired gender studies Patriot shows up with Enigma to try and use what's left of the pod Enigma armor, which has apparently a really stupid origin, because it was grown by the planet itself. That's stupid. I'm not familiar with that character. The outfit looks really cool, but the origin sounds ridiculous. But they're doing what they can too, and suddenly, just when they're about to lose, there's a flash of purple light. The Hulk is even caught off guard, and Wonder Man is in the game, and that's where the issue ends. This was a great issue, actually. I was really impressed. I was intrigued the whole time. It really captivated my attention. Lots and lots of action. But what really, really sold it for me was there is a lot less of the pointless talking. There's still some of it in here, more than I generally would care for, but it's really made up for with the heavy dose of action. And that actually made me say, so far, this is probably the best issue in the series. So it's weird. I don't know which one of the guys is writing this book. I think it might be Jim Zub. But every couple of issues, well, every few issues, someone does a good job. And I don't know really who it is, because it is kind of a team effort, but somebody is doing a better job than the others, with way less SJW nonsense, validation, that sort of thing, and way less pointless talking, but they could still trim out quite a bit of the talking, and not saying anything. But overall, this was a great issue. It was easily my favorite one so far, I think, and it really actually made the heroes look heroic. They were brave in the face of what is almost certain death with the Hulk and the Lethal Legion, and they're just fighting to protecting Voyager and the MacGuffin. Even though Voyager may be an enemy, they still need to keep everyone from getting the little pyramid thingy, and they're fighting the Hulk, who apparently does not have the brain of Banner in there, although he did speak for the first time in this one. He said mindless, which was the first coherent word he said, but that was actually really cool. It was a pretty terrifying event for everyone involved, especially watching Vision drop. You could really get a sense of tension. So I was really excited to read this issue. I highly recommend reading this one. Hopefully it'll continue to be this good. There's still a lot of parts to go, and it's really hit and miss. But this was a good issue. I recommend it, but that'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel, and be sure and hit like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and we'll see you on the next one.